Today, I want to talk about frugality because in the other channel, I talked about the importance of cutting expenses. Cutting expenses is more important than increasing savings because finally you are exchanging time for money. So, lesser expenses means you have more time. So, today in this English channel, I want to show you how a very strong billionaire, a man who makes billions of dollars, whom I follow very closely, how he cuts his expenses and how he lives frugally. Because he lives frugally, he has more time and therefore more money to do what he wants to do. And it looks as if he is free all the time. But before we go to discuss him, let's do three things. Hit the like button of this video because if you engage more with this video, more people will see this. Please press the subscribe button of my channel and persuade your friends and relatives to do the same because this will expand the amount of people who will be able to see this video. Finally, don't forget to turn on the bell notification. If the bell notification is not on, you will not receive all the videos. The algorithm does not send the video to everyone who has subscribed. Today, the person whom I want to talk about is Warren Buffett. I want to look at 5 ways that Warren Buffett lives very frugally. And because you live frugally does not mean you're a miser. A miser is a person who cuts expenses by hampering his lifestyle. Buffett has a very good lifestyle, enjoys his time, is seen happy, and yet lives frugally. So today I want to talk about 5 things that Warren Buffett has taught me and I hope has taught you. Warren Buffett lives in the same house he bought in 1958. In 1958, he and his wife Susie moved back from New York to settle down in Omaha, Nebraska, which was his hometown. So he bought a house for $31,500 way back in 1958 to start his family. Over the years, he has made a lot of money and billions of them. He can afford to buy a big palatial palace with acres of property like many of the superstars, both in movie and music world have bought. But Buffett has done nothing of that sort. He continues to live in the same house. 3 children were born there and they were raised there. And when his first wife moved out, he continued to stay there. Then he and his second wife continued to live in the same place. So instead of paying pricey mortgage payments, if you continue to stay in the house that you own, or if you cannot afford mortgages, if you can find an apartment which is comfortable and you can rent it cheaply, then you can put more money to work and you will get more time, do what you like to do. Second, Buffett never eats or spends money on eating. In fact, his daily habit is to eat breakfast on the way. In his famous HBO documentary, he talks about driving 5 minutes to work at the same place where he has had an office for more than 3 decades. He stops at the same McDonald's driveway and has 2 burgers to order depending on whether he is feeling rich or not. Both breakfasts do not cost more than $1.50. Imagine one of the richest men in the world not spending more than $1.50 on a breakfast. That is not more than 100 rupees on a breakfast when he is feeling generous. This is frugality, and he continues to eat what he likes. It's not that he is making a sacrifice by eating something which he does not like. What most Indians fall for. Before 1991, most of us who bought cars, these were assets. Because production was regulated and number of cars produced were small, very less. You could buy a car, use it and sell it for a higher value. But today with the end of licenses, cars have become a liability. And Buffett knows his cars are big liabilities. You see all CEOs running around in multi-billion dollar cars. But you will have never seen Buffett driving something so valuable. Normally he uses a General Motors car, Chevrolet, in a modest. In a documentary, down on Warren Buffett. His daughter once said his idea of buying a car was what he could buy cheap. In Nebraska, Omaha, there are hailstorms. Hailstorms are ice rains. New cars sometimes get damaged in hailstorms and they are repaired and fixed, and therefore they are available cheaper. Warren Buffett, for many years, bought cars which were beaten up by hailstorms and had to be repaired, and you didn't know that it is fixed. He drives 3,500 miles a year, he claims, not more than that. That's about 5,000 to 5,500 kilometers a year. So he says he does not find any need to buy a new car. His daughter says the only time he buys a new car when he is reminded by her that is very embarrassing that he is keeping driving around the same car. Therefore, he says, unless pushed by her, he refuses to buy a new car. So, here is a man who has billions of dollars and who buys his cars in the most affordable manner. Most billionaires have very expensive habits. I know people who buy horses. I know people who have racing cars. People have expensive habits. One of the big hallmarks of Buffett is a commitment to have frugal hobbies. Buffett is not all work, no play, because even billionaires have hobbies. But compared to other famous people, Buffett's hobbies are very inexpensive. He is addicted to playing bridge. He plays bridge between 12 hours to 15 hours. He once said, even if a naked woman walks around him while he is playing bridge, he will not notice her. He famously said, I don't go into jail if I have three cellmates who can play bridge because we can play bridge all the time. And finally, Buffett treats his friends very well, but not extravagantly. In an interview with David Rubinstein, he treated him to lunch in a Omaha steakhouse. And Rubinstein said, this place is not very expensive. So Buffett remarked that he gets to treat his friends in Omaha and buy cheaper food than when his friends have to return the favor in New York. It's more expensive. That might have been a joke, but Bill Gates once said that Buffett goes out of the way to help his friends and make them feel nice. At 92, whenever Buffett drops in town, whenever Gates drops into town, Buffett personally drives his car to pick him up and drop him in the hotel. Whenever there is something interesting that Bill and Melinda Gates may find interesting, he takes out the news clippings and puts it into a mail and sends it to Bill. What he says is that there are several things that Warren does which have special touches but are more valuable than expensive gifts that many of Bill Gates' friends send him. These 5 habits show that he has been doing this since age 30, has been able to buy more time, and even make more productive use of his time to make riches, so that the world can be a better place when he donates all the money. Thank you for watching. Be rich. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification. If you use Kindle, you can buy the book using the Kindle link given below. If you want a hard copy, send a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would get in touch with you. At the very end, if you want to get in touch with me, please send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. I am grateful for your support of Be Rich.